Are we Gucci?
Gucci.
We Gucci, man? Blackface Gucci or double G Gucci?
I don't know. Was it Poochie?
Poochie, man, that's the new brand, man.
Poochie is the new brand?
Poochie is the new brand, man.
So we boycott Gucci, but pick up Poochie.
Got to, man.
So same things, just with P instead of G?
No, don't disrespect the Poochie, man. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, man. I was watching this thing called Slavy's World. It's on Netflix. I was checking it out, and he has the largest amount of bootleg Gucci that he said. And I was just like, man, I didn't even know that that was a thing. And like he was breaking down the fact that like the bootleggers like would do homages to Gucci, and I was just like, man, I didn't even know that people cared that much about fucking Gucci, man. Like the green just never ever went with me. The green red combo. Like that went out with like British Knights, man. Maybe I'm dating myself.
Wow. But that's about Gucci and a lot of these hard to pronounce name brands because of the look.
Yeah.
It's more of the status. Okay. I can afford to buy it because like look at them damn bologna sandwich Balenciagas.
Oh yeah.
Like why would you buy construction papers? 12, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, she looked like an elementary school kid, cut it out and just said, hey, let's set this together, and you're paying $1,500 for a pair of them things. It's not really about the color scheme here.
Well, I don't know, man. It's one of those things where, like, I was looking over at this meme about Jay-Z's tailor for the suit for the Rockaware lunch at brunch, and it was like, man, just the fact that like tailored is now the new jersey. You remember how Jay-Z used to rock jerseys and then like he was like, nah, I'm wearing button-ups. And so then everybody was like, man, I gotta get my button-up game going on.
Right.
And then now it's about getting it tailored, because once I saw that he had a tailored suit, I was like, oh shit, that's what's up? Let me go get me a little measurement up. Because when I was over in Asia, they were over literally talking about getting it done within a week. I mean, from scratch, bro.
The tailor?
And, like, that's when I was, like, big. You know what I mean? And so I was like, man, I don't even know. Like, maybe I should really get into it. Should it be, like, up here, you think? No. I was like, man, should I really get into it and, like, get something done? Like, I'm only going to spend here, like, a couple of different days. So, like, he might get me with the messed up measurements. But they were really about to bring it. And give me like a whole tailored fit, bro. Like tops, bottoms, shirts. It was only gonna be like $60. Now that's what's up. Can you hear me now?
We usually go in the middle. Go ahead.
Okay.
Good.
And that was a whole bunch of content that we're not gonna have.
Yeah, whatever. We can fake it.
Yeah, whatever, man.
So
should have been there. Good.
Where's the ain't going to watch.
So the whole Gucci.
There we go.
The whole Gucci thing, right?
Where's the intro, bro?
Oh man, we can. Kick it. Fuck it then. Welcome to Planet Pert, where you can get in free, but you got to be a G, like a Newport Short, Louisiana Parish Jail. I ain't got no filter. Episode number 16, by the way. Sweet 16, man. Let's go. Sweet 16, man. Sweet 16. This episode, we canceling. So we canceled too much shit already, right?
Man, I'm really done with the whole cancel.
I mean, we try to cancel. Monique tried to start the cancel with the Netflix thing. Like, bitch, I'm not.
So it was really
canceling my Netflix. I'm just making it. I'm making it.
No, because like
no,
I mean,
she
did one, but I don't
think she kicked. She didn't kick off the cancel. We've been canceling. You know, we canceled Bill Cosby. We canceled R. Kelly. We canceling. All
right. So Bill Cosby, he was over here talking about that. He's now a prisoner of conscience. He's in there because of political maneuverings, and so he should be likened to the Black Panthers and the other civil rights activists.
I don't think Bill Cosby's wrong with what he's talking about. You know, that's just what it is. And
do you think
he's actually saying this has been
that everybody's kind of like canceling?
Well,
everybody took hard lines.
We didn't cancel Michael Jackson.
That's very, very interesting.
You know,
because a lot of people are saying that. I'm like, well, Michael's dead, so like now everything And like they never really actually convicted him on anything.
Did we cancel Mike Tyson and Tupac? Because those guys were wrongly accused. So I'm not canceling nobody if I like you. You know, I got friends in jail for heinous crimes. They're still my friends. I'm not canceling them. You know what I mean? Like so you
ride with Floyd then?
I do fuck with Floyd on there because I don't think the sweater was malicious and the blackface. Because if they had different colors of that sweater, would we be making a big deal out about it, bro?
What was the big deal? Speak to me.
I mean, the blackface sweater, man, is what they're calling it because it's basically a turtleneck that lifts over your ears and comes up to about your ears and has a mouth hole, but it had red lips around it.
So they went full on.
It's not. I don't think it was intentional for it to be like that. No,
because one of my boy, Chris Dillard, he was over here saying he didn't understand, right? Because there was different color shoes, and if like you changed the color of the shoe, then he was like, man, just imagine.
See, the shoes was a reach. But go ahead.
It was like imagine being so gentle or whatever it is, so weak to where that now affects you. And what I was going to say, and then I was like, man, I don't even want to have this conversation on Facebook because I'm not going to change his mind.
Right?
Is that like the whole blackface thing, it touches on some other stuff in which, just like now, we're still being made caricatures of. And so, like, people make fun of us.
Right.
For the simple fact that you're born black. And let me say that again, because you're born black. Right? It's not a choice. It's an acknowledgement that you are black by yourself.
Right.
And because then you got to deal with the rules of said acknowledgement. But other than that, man, I live my life just like anybody else, man.
Right. Yeah.
Like I do exactly the same thing.
And I think everybody should have freedom of expression. I feel like in America, bro, like black people were the only ones with freedom of expression to a certain degree, right? Because everybody else could.
Let me.
Because everybody else could do these things, but we're gonna judge them based upon that, right? It's the same thing where if somebody wanted, and it goes both ways, right?
Okay.
Because if we were dressed like thugs, people are gonna make an assumption that we look like thugs, right? But that's our freedom of dressing. I may grow dreadlocks. I may color my hair purple, and look at this little young punk, right?
Yeah.
But in the same sense, if someone goes out and does something that we don't like, then automatically, like like we're ready to cancel them. It goes into this racial shit. We're calling for boycotts and bans, and like I don't know, bro. Like it's just a whole bunch of shit that I feel like we only have the right to be expressive because those shoes were a far reach, and that's why I was going with this. Those shoes were a far reach to saying that they were racist because they had the white color shoes, and is that white face? That they had different colors, or you're trying to see a conspiracist will tell you, or see these super.
Can I go too far too soon?
These super militant people will tell you, like, oh, those shoes were made to throw you off because they really want to release the blackface shoes and blah blah. Like they'll go into this conspiracy bags that I do not want to tap into. You could tap into it and have that moment, but I'm not going to tap into that because the blackface sweater, I didn't think it was a blackface sweater because it's covering the whole face. Black was blackface and only covering the blackface black. When the guy did the movie, who was the Robert Downey? Whoever did the movie, what was the name of that fucking movie?
It was Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, okay. When he did, his whole body was black, and then we start making excuses and reasons why you can do it. Okay. So the White Girls movie, what is that? White face, Dave Chappelle. White face, Chameleonaire's video. White face. I can go on a list and a rant if you want me to, because they're not the only ones. Every comedian has done that, dude. They dress up, they get the Hollywood makeup, but
no, because Coming to America was awesome because of that.
Eddie, and right?
So but my thing is this: now, blackface. Wasn't it a character that did represent racism versus having a painted white face to say I'm acting as a white person?
All right, so
isn't blackface not just saying a blackface but a symbol of something?
All right, so let's drop history real fast. All right, so blackface was part of a minstrel movement. It was a type of theater that was out there, and it was essentially reenacting plays such as Uncle Tom's Cabin and other plantation-based plays in which white actors had to depict splays.
Right.
All right, they did it for comedic effect. Okay. Right, so they made fun of us. They exaggerated our natural features, and and did all the like. All right, to not drop anybody's thing. Like I don't want to characterize anybody,
right?
Because it was a different time, different ways, different means. All right, what you are having when you say it's okay for this one thing to happen, it's not thing to happen, is that people forget that there is history attached.
Okay.
Okay, so I can see where the Militant Brothers are over like, nah, because the problem is, and this is where I go off topic right here, is because if we're going to cancel that, then what we really started doing was canceling racism.
Okay.
Right? And so now that we're over canceling racism, we're at the point where we're canceling all racism until it's all gone.
Right.
And so, I mean, at this point, I hate to really say it, but like we got to take it for what it is, because it's racism. It's blatant racism. And the reason why it's blatant racism is because it's a racist intent from which it stems from, but it's the ignorance of it that allowed it to get to production.
So you think the sweater holds that much value?
I think that person who designed the sweater just saw an image.
So what if it came in green with
that image into this medium?
What if it came with green with fucking yellow lips? Like, I mean, are aliens gonna come down and say, "Oh my God, that's like, man, get up off the gas with that"? But
people died.
Dragon Ball Z, my little brother shared it. Popo.
Yeah.
Blackface.
People died.
Blackface, right? The Zulu parade in Louisiana, which they've been painting their faces black for over 100 years, has nothing to do with racism. No. It's actually heritage. And now they're bringing up
that symbol can have several meanings, is what you're saying.
Thank you. And now they're bringing up the Zulu parade. Like, should we cancel the blackface on the Zulu parade? Like, this is, I just shared the story earlier, dude. I shared the story earlier. Y'all tripping.
Every single time where Santa Claus...
We're too sensitive, man.
Where Santa Claus comes in and basically it's like Stinky Pete or something like that. We're too sensitive, dude. Where like he's a blackface character and they just canceled it. And they did the whole campaign where this is like
making Santa Claus black instead of white is, what do we call that? Is that blackface and blackface and a white Santa Claus?
But Santa's a fictitious.
I don't give a shit. I'm just telling you, we're making them white. We make Jesus. We want to make Jesus their white Jesus. We want to make their white Jesus black, and then people argue with you that Jesus is black, and like just to make sure that
fact that we don't have to deal with it.
We're just too sensitive, man.
We don't have to deal with it.
We're just too sensitive.
We don't have to deal with it.
I understand what you're saying.
Because somebody who has to deal with that, right? Who has those real life struggles, right? That's where it means something to them.
Okay, I'm not the people that it means something to. That's what I was gonna say. The people that it means something to. I don't want to offend anybody, because please don't take my rhetoric as being. I feel like it's the only way, right? Because obviously everybody don't. Shut up, man.
They don't make it into big and tall, bro.
Everybody don't feel the same way that I feel. You're entitled to feel however you want to feel.
I don't even know where to get a Gucci store.
I'm not buying a sweater. I'm not buying a fucking sweater either way it goes, right? Like, nobody in this room is. These celebrities are the ones that spend the money. I'm not mad at Floyd for saying, you know what, I'm buying whatever I want to buy, rock whatever I want to rock. If you don't like it, I don't care. People are like, oh, he's rich, he's able to do that. Like, no, he is
rich and he's able to do that. Yeah. No, I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's true, but that's the point of being rich, like we said earlier.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, like the point when you made it. Right, and we can all agree that in the terms in the boxing world, he made it.
Yes,
right.
He got out.
Yeah, right. He made it. I mean, he's arguably the best in his class. Some people say he's the best boxer in the world. Yeah. Whatever. The fact that you're part of that conversation lets me know you made it.
Right.
You ain't do all that just to be controlled by the masses.
Yeah.
Think about that. Like, we talk all the time. Trey talk about like how much time and work you put in something. 10,000 hours. At the point where you reach 10,000 hours on that guitar, you really trying to hear someone else's tips or someone else's advice telling you what to do or how to do it.
You're absolutely right.
And that's how I'm like, if you put in that work and you gain all that money and you're the top of your game and you can literally afford to walk in and still splurge and spend about 40 and call it a light day and save 40 grand on Gucci, I care about what
my salary
topics are.
Yeah.
No, I do not.
No, man.
I feel Floyd on the fact of that in real life nobody cares about that shit.
The shoes,
right? But I do feel T.I. for getting out there and actually saying something.
Yeah, but
and that's a lot of some people don't say shit, right? What we will actually say is, man, it doesn't affect us. So like, if Gucci affects you and you
Fine,
you got
don't buy
Gucci
it.
like that, then that's your own thing. But like, if you're really spending that much on some stuff and you don't have some other stuff set up in your life, then
Man,
like you watching the wrong.
The H&M shit didn't make me mad, you know.
I'm not buying H&M.
But it just didn't upset me, bro. Like I don't know why people got so upset, because if you put the white kid with the little monkey, with it said my favorite little monkey, do whatever the hell it was, do we care as much?
I do
because
I do.
okay, but my mama called me a monkey my whole life. Get your monkey ass off my couch. You feel
but
me?
it's totally different.
My mama, okay, because she's black, right? Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here with that, man. I don't want to hear.
Because she wouldn't have used it in the racial term.
I don't think they made a sweater like, I'm gonna make this sweater to put a little black kid in there so we could use this in a derogatory fact. Yeah. Nobody used to say, let me sabotage my whole fucking company by making this sweater. We're not using common sense anymore, man.
No. I feel you now. What I'm pretty sure we can all agree is that no one thought that, okay, let's do this as a race statement, but the fact that there was no one in there to say, hey, let's you know, I mean, and it's not
maybe not even use a black kid. Because if I was going to
what I'm saying is, like, we can agree that there was no one in that final meeting to say, let's rethink this.
We all have kids here, right? Y'all,
that's the only problem.
We all have kids here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So y'all remember shopping for the onesies and all the little things. Absolutely. They had the little cute little. They had right.
Tons of them.
And what do? What do you hold the baby? Oh, my little monkey. I've heard so many people say that about their kid, bro. I know a white chick, her nickname was Monkey. Monica, her nickname was Monkey, dog.
But like, there is a very clear thing of a black face, bright red lips, and eyes.
Dog, it had no eyes. It had no eyes on the sweater. It was just, it came up to the lips.
I'm with you that we're canceling everything, but like with that H&M thing,
so fucking sensitive, dude. Black people used to be tough, man. Like before Twitter, bro, black people used to be tough. We had thicker skin. That shit bounced up off of us.
No, we didn't
care about that shit.
No, we just
and like the whole, not just black people when I say this, but the whole fucking society is turned into a bunch of fucking crybabies, and I can't stand it, dude. I'm waiting on an asteroid to come down here, wipe the whole fucking planet out. And I keep telling y'all that, and just reboot mankind, bro, because we're at this sensitive ass fucking time right now where our main focus is on the sweater when there's real dangers and issues going on, like the fact that the national debt is raising at billions of dollars in the last freaking in the last month, 36. So we're at like 24 trillion,
and we're gonna build,
which is gonna. I'm trying to buy a home right now, which is gonna fuck me up and raise my interest rates and my mortgage rates, and that's why the shit's all high right now.
Yes.
To where I'm gonna end up paying some obscene amount of money. You're gonna be in that boat soon. You'll be in that boat soon, and it's like, dog, we worried about the wrong shit when everything. It's a distraction, like you always say. These are fake things. It's a distraction. Like, you're right. These are fake things that we're focusing on while the real things are happening over our head, but we're too fucking naive to even pay attention to it. I found about the Gucci shit when I listened to Joe's podcast, and I was like, let me go look. Yeah. And I saw the sweater, and I was like, I know we're not crying about this fucking sweater, bro. I know we're not crying about this. Like, we were crying.
I was on a thread, and I was talking with my homie Courtney, and we were both saying, like, at this point, it almost seems like, hey, you want to get out there again, do some risky racist stuff, so they can cause an uproar.
It's a format.
Put out an apology. Take it off the air. At least at this point,
a format.
The name.
Can I ask you a question?
The name Gucci is being floated around now.
Yes.
Or even more. So no matter what side we're on,
what is Cristal?
The wine or there's liquor.
Y'all still know what the hell it is.
Yeah.
Even after we canceled that.
See,
do we know what Gucci is? Gucci's a brand. It will be here even after we canceled that.
Yes.
And we go through this all the time just so that we can stand up to stuff.
And this is the thing, though. Like, the thing is, you can cancel Gucci, but you will never cancel what Gucci stands for, which is the fact that I can afford luxury stuff.
True.
So if it ain't Gucci, it's gonna be
anything.
Versace. Now everyone's gonna wear Versace now. Yeah.
Well, they've done some crazy shit to us before. Hilfiger's done some crazy. All these dudes have came out. Even Hilfiger straight up said, "I did not make this for black people to rock it." Why the bye because
he didn't like how they were, how the way that they were fitting the clothes was baggy
in the hip hop video. So
and he was like, "I didn't design it."
Which opened up an avenue for Sean John and everything else that came out because that was around that same time when we were like, okay, well, fuck you, we'll make our own stuff. I support that. Don't get me wrong. But at the end,
everybody should make their own shit.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, we're still accumulating and making somebody rich out there. So Master P, like, man, I got this Moyati, whatever it was, Moyati, something like that he released. He's like, I've been doing designer stuff. You know, y'all need to, I've been telling y'all about the Black Dollar. This, and I didn't just do this because Gucci getting canceled. I did this because I've been doing this. I've been in this world. So I understand everything that he was saying. So I get that, bro, and I support that. And Master P is one of my heroes. Like I 100% legit fuck with that, bro.
Dropped any music? But look how much money
a couple years ago, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago.
I'm saying, like, how relevant is he in the music industry? But how much money he still generates?
Of course, yeah, of course. So that's what I think when I'm frustrated with us just being so sensitive and like I feel like everything we want to latch on to something because it's Fresh just came here last week and said every week this has been the wildest year ever because we went from 21 Savage to this to that, like, and that's what the bounce around is, dude. We won't give a fuck about this next week. And that's the sad part about where we're at right now, and we're late to the whole Gucci party. I mean, but it's still the topic for this week, right? Because
we don't repeat topics, we repeat themes.
True.
And we're on number 16 now. Not to keep plugging the show, but just the fact that like we just keep on. We literally talk about themes, how we approach these different topics, and every single week is something different.
So were y'all offended by it? Like, not that it's gonna affect your day, but were y'all offended by the sweater? Did y'all feel like it was just quick punch and we'll move on?
No, but I mean, it kind of reminds me of like even some of the stuff we had touched on last week, and it's like pretty much where I don't even know if this was on the show or before the show, but we kind of talked about the situation with you and how you saying your family member was really trying to get under your skin.
Yes,
and, so it's certain things that it gets to the point where okay, if I know what you're doing, I ain't about to. Yeah. So when you see so much of this stuff, like you said, the theme is going to repeat itself. It may not be a clothing line, but later on it might be a product. Remember, like we went from Dove. They had where everyone blew up that commercial because of the skin and the Dove thing, right? So it's like a theme. It's just a different company, a different product.
I still buy Dove.
The racist theme or the racism, the theme, the issue, it's going to still come about another way. So at some point, it's like, all right, I'm not going to sit there and keep getting upset. As a matter of fact, like yeah, at this point, it doesn't affect me at all.
Right.
It's more like, all right, so how are they going to spin this? How is it going to play out?
Right.
How long is this going to be a topic before something else pops up?
Okay.
I mean, that's how I see things anyway. Because again, we ain't gonna think about this next week.
No, dude, and I still buy Dove.
Didn't pay any of my
I fuck with Dove. Like Dove makes dope ass soap. It keep your skin smooth and all that good shit.
Let's plug for Dove.
Yo, Dove, I feel you, bro.
I fuck with Dove. Like you wash your face with Dove, you wash your face like like real shit.
Like we was it wasn't a comedian or whatever, and dude was like, he did the videos like how you feel after watching that Dove commercial.
Yo, I mean, because we can't. But I promise you, if that was a black brand and it went the other way, nobody. This is why I was saying, like, I feel like because we're in such a sensitive time, right? Like, if black people did racist shit, we wouldn't. We deserve the right to do that, right? I get that. I understand that. That's the way we feel. But when other races see that's not black, that didn't go through that didn't have slaves or didn't have that grew up not racist and grew up loving everybody, when they see that if they feel offended, I agree with them too. So so that's why I fight for that, because I know everybody in the room is going to fight the other way, or at least have an argument the other way. So I just always play devil advocate when it comes down to that things and kind of describe, okay, well, this is. I understand the way that they feel as well, because they have the right to feel that way.
Well, this is how I feel, right? Will it ever really affect me? No. I already said Gucci doesn't have a big and tall area, so therefore it will never fly on my radar.
They didn't stock in Gucci.
No, well, like I can't. What makes me mad is the fake outrage, right? I can't get so amped. I got high blood pressure, man.
True.
I can't get amped up over everything, man.
Everything.
And it's like I understand the people who are fighting that fight,
dead.
and I understand T.I. who within his day he's not recording right now, or he just dropped an album.
Yeah, but
he might be in album mode. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's not.
But it's like one of those things
units.
where he wants to speak up, and he's spoken up about a lot of different things. So like
that's the one thing you got to give it to him. It's
yeah,
not
like so
you
it
can't
fits
say
in his
he's
character.
Chasing any type of because he does all the time.
No, that man literally took $1 million of Gucci and he put it away and he said, "I'm not going to be a walking billboard for you." And so I feel that. All right.
Why even spend that much money on those type of things anyway? But I can't tell nobody rich how to spend their money.
Well,
but
spend some money on some dumb shit.
Well, I will say
no, not me
about that.
Yes, AYP isn't smart, but we're
but
what I will say
that's different
about the real outrage.
See, there you go.
Context, please.
What I will say about it is that you got until people aren't really worried about like real life people hunting them down, then like you don't have then we gotta still be vigilant about what came before us, dude.
I got you, but again, if I go back to the Mardi Gras parade and I got the Zulu tribe and Indians used to paint their face black, it meant wartime. Like football players still put black paint on their face.
Yes.
Like there's a whole black paint on the
Navy
face.
SEALs put it on so
black
that they
paint
don't get shot.
For one, I never looked like Mr. Bojangles. I never had the black face with no big ass red ass lips, bro. I get it. Those were racist times. I get it. Those were racist cartoons. I get all of that, bro. Like I 100% understand that.
Embrace the racism
But
that they made.
Again, the eyes weren't there, Trey. The nose wasn't there. It was just a fucking.
You're saying it's fake outrage?
Said before, shouldn't we distinct the difference between blackface and a painted face? You know.
Thank you.
Like the symbol blackface. I get that. That was surrounded by racism.
Yes.
But just anybody who paints their face black should
So
not
is
be
it an intent
associated
thing?
with that.
So are we really mad at the lack of intent? Because I don't really think that they got that.
I don't see what's wrong with blackface. What's the girl?
It was that the one who got fired from NBC but still collecting checks.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel you.
Megan killing one.
There's now the governor. All right, but the governor, right? So the governor comes out and he's over there right next to people and he has all the blackface on and you're like, yo, man. What? And so the difference between it, right, is that he actually can make legislation that messes up black people. So therefore, that's a telltale sign where you're like, oh, that's cool. When it comes over to a sweater, don't buy the fucking sweater.
Yes, facts.
Right? And so that's where I'm at. So for all the young kids that don't know about things and don't go over to places where like there's still hanging trees, Prairie View, and stuff like that. Like I understand that you don't understand. Right? And understand that it's just a sweater to be a monkey. And you get to be like, oh, I'm a cute guy. Like, it's going to be for some Japanese people who are going to love it, right? Because they love that stuff. Yeah. Sell it on over there. But, like, I understand why T.I., out of his busy day...
I get T.I., bro.
Felt like he needed to say something. It's not the first time, and so it doesn't seem fake to me. But everybody else...
No, I don't think... I really think T.I. feels that way. I think he feels that way.
I see what T.I. is doing, and like you said, people have to be held accountable. We can't allow...
He's one of those people that should be.
You can't
He
allow
should be doing the fight.
We can't allow certain... name brands or things that the luxury items or the things that we love, we can't allow them to do things that should be held accountable. Just
not if you're paying that type of money.
Things that we don't like, right?
Don't exploit.
So I get T.I. stands, but also I get Floyd, right?
Yeah, right.
At the same time, I do have a right to not give a shit.
Yeah.
And that's what I was having. I was having a conversation before about. They were saying like, if you turn a blind eye, are you a part of the problem? I'm like, well,
man,
I understand somewhat, especially if you can do something about a problem and you choose not to do it. But
Facts.
We also have news articles about black guys getting killed for trying to be the hero.
Thank you.
Saving this and that. So
thank you.
And
Like nobody's even worried.
And then the reason I bring that up is because there's always a different perspective on how you look at something.
Right.
Like some people look at a dangerous situation and say, yeah, I do have a duty to help out.
And they say black men are not protectors because of that. Right. It's like a whole thing.
Things that make home alive myself.
But do you want to know what pissed me off?
I feel like that at the end of the day, people have a right not to give a fuck.
Yes.
And see, that's
you have a right not to give a shit. I don't expect white people to love me.
Right.
I just expect them not to try to fuck with me.
Yes.
If you don't like me, just don't fuck with me.
That's it.
And that's all anyone should ask for.
Bad.
Like, I don't feel like you have to wear a Black Lives Matter shirt just to be able to say I'm not racist.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like if you're not a part
just
of the,
be you, dog.
marching and
just
all
be
of that,
you, man.
Protesting, that you're racist. No.
Just be you.
Like, let those who want to protest. If that's not you, then fine. And no one should be condemned for that not being them.
Well, my biggest thing, right, is that, like, as you know me, I'm always talking about the distractions. So, like, in my mind, when, like, I hear about this from her, because I see, you know.
Yeah. You know, I'm a troll and make fun.
Most of my tip-offs are from me over here sharing stuff on Facebook or from Pert trolling, right? So I go, oh, what's the topic? What's the topic of everybody talking about out in the world, right?
Right.
Because, you know, I'm not there. And so, like, in my world, I'm over here seeing this, and I'm like, oh, that's what y'all talking about? Well, what are we not looking at? And then I look over at the richest man in all of the USA, who basically says that how did these National Enquirer, how were they able to blackmail me with these things from my phone? How were they able to do things?
I love it that he don't give a fuck.
No, I love that he told everybody that, and then was like, now what?
Right.
Here is my, you know my address.
Yeah, right.
After this shit.
Yes.
You will be seeing from my lawyers. And so, like, he had
go
a
ahead,
room
release
full of
it if you want
lawyers
to.
as he was like, I'm about to go do this. He dropped it from his own outlet, which, you know, in my world is like...
I'm broken. I don't care if my dick pics floating around out there. Fuck you and them dick pics.
Up, dude. Yeah, man.
It's a dick.
No, I think from one billionaire to another,
man.
him and Trump have gone back and forth.
You think that's
way more than two?
No, because he's talking bad about Amazon. He talks about
yeah, bro. Yeah,
he's always talking bad. He's always tweeting. He's messing with his stock.
Yes,
of
course.
When you mess with my money, you're messing with my emotions.
Well, there's billions. It's billions in real life. The TV show. It's the TV show Billions in real fucking life, bro.
Only Trump's not Gandolfini.
It's crazy.
Yes.
Like, sit there and watch billionaires argue like there's gonna be some money flying off their pockets when they start fighting.
Right. You think their joy is cutting millions, if not billions, from the next man, from their counterparts or you know their peers, I should say. So that is exciting to them. So to Trump. Because he's not a true multi-billionaire like this guy is, right? He wants to try to give him a hard time, dude.
And because that dude was once a nerd who was over in school.
And he wasn't fucking with the president. I ain't mad at him for that.
He's like, man, I got money now. I'm like, I ain't.
Well, I think the president has a problem with anybody he can't push around. And who can't he push around? Someone who has as much as money, if not more money.
Who has a contract with the United States Postal Service that keeps it active.
And then he tried to say, oh, well, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that. We're gonna make Amazon pay more. They was like, nigga, we locked in and we're not even funded by the government. We're not even.
The worst thing they can do is say, you know what, we don't need.
They're not even funded by the government, like talking about.
Right? Yeah, you're starting to see the Amazon trucks, so we don't. So technically,
true.
But the
USPS is smart, bro.
Which is I'm moving it.
Maybe we need to do some history on that.
I'm moving it on over here.
And USPS is smart because when the government shut down, those people still got paid because they're government workers, but they don't get paid by the government, bro. Like their funding is something totally different. So whoever decided to do that is actually genius. That way you can't have an asshole in the office try to monopolize poster service by having a pissing contest with the guy from Amazon. So I think whoever came up with that, and I guarantee you it's a bill from probably 30, 40, 50 years ago, genius ass person to say, you know what, when y'all over here fighting and fueling over a fucking wall, people still need to get these income tax checks, people still need to get their mail, people need to get these bills because...
And I'm all for that bill a dude submitted to not pay Congress and all them government officials. If the government
yes.
Don't
see,
get me with that posture and stuff.
No,
and
man, shit like that need to be on the ballot.
That's real on the politicians coming up because we're coming up on a real time, and so like hopefully in the later part of this year we'll start to see figuring out how to get some people in here who actually know about this stuff better than myself. I'm not going to talk about the rest of the room, but I don't know that much. I know, like my wife was over here telling me about the fact that there are food deserts here in Houston, out in the east side.
Right.
And I was just like, oh shit, man, I can't have people just hungry in my own backyard.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that. Like, not that I can help, but like, you know, like, it's one thing like to cook up spaghetti for the whole crew. You feel me? Like that's what we used to do back in the day. Like,
true.
You would have that big pot and be like, man, if y'all need to come on through, if somebody would come on through, you put that in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like I think that the new movement, instead of worrying about all these different things that somebody's doing to us, or because they're not really doing shit to me. Like I haven't seen the sweater; it wouldn't have fit me either way. So I didn't give a fuck. Right? Why don't you really get some real outrage and go look over at what's going on, man? Like, there's a reason why people are in the streets. It's because there's no alternative, bro. There's no alternative to the money. No. There's not even jobs in the hood. That's what people don't even understand. There are more opportunities to make your own money as an entrepreneur, right, in the hood than there is for an establishment. Yeah. Because seeing a 16-year-old boy, like I get goosebumps, and like I always big them up when like they actually go work in the workforce, because like it's harder. Yeah. To go over and get that change. It's challenging. And they see those taxes come out and then realize this is it, man. I actually put some time. Yeah. And it's like, this is it. Oh, I know. Right. And so it's like, we work right for now, $5.25, $5.15. Remember the real minimum wage we worked for was pennies on a fucking dollar. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I understand exactly that, and coming from a D-boy to going into the workforce, that was a big jump. So I understand you're right on target, and they're not jobs in the hood. I actually had to ride the bus to Memorial City Mall and go work at Foley's. You feel me? Like, and that was a 45-hour-minute trip just to get. Matter of fact, it's longer than that because it's about 3 buses just to get where I was going. So I totally understand that when I go through Haverstock, and I was telling y'all about they were just comfortable with just being low income people over there. It's because I could ride down that whole freaking road and there's nothing. I'm like, dude, where's too difficult, there's no Walmart. There's like there's a Shell and a Burger King combo. I was hungry one day and I was trying to get some food and I couldn't even find food like just some Whataburger. Dog, they had like a Domino's but there's a corner store. Subway. But there's a corner store where you can get chips. Oh yeah, and a liquor store right up the street too, where you can get liquor too. So get liquor if you're thirsty, go down Homestead Road, man, and you from 59 to 45. When you get closer to 45, you'll start to see a couple of Mexican spots, little tacos places. But it's probably a good 7-mile stretch where there's nothing, and that's a lot of low income places. So you're absolutely right. It's gonna make me mad when Fertitta buys. I can't argue with you on that. No, when there is no jobs in the hood. Fertitta buys all the land over at U of H and TSU that has just been sitting there. And like when Fertitta starts buying all that land and makes it into the complex of U of H, TSU, or just knowledge them, present it to you by Landry's or something like that, then like you're like, oh, I get it now. But all those little businesses and stuff like that, all this money that we were pulling out, like we should have bought that. We should have. Right. We saw that there was a need, and that's my whole thing. Is that you're distracted. When you're distracted, you don't see that there's a need or that there's a real estate opportunity. You don't even go that way. You know what I mean? And so, like you're worried about what sweater to buy. Can you really afford that sweater? That's a down payment on something. Right.
But like, you're right. People not just pay attention to more than one thing. Like, just be. I feel like just because something's trending does not mean it's necessarily a distraction from something else. It's just, hey, it happened. And people are talking about it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So is it a participation thing?
We go from topic to topic within one podcast.
Okay. True.
So it's not like, every topic that we come is a distraction from the previous topic.
No.
We just have different topics that we can go back and forth. So I feel like the same thing. Like social media is full of so much stuff. And at some point where there's a whole bunch of people talking about one thing, it becomes...
I feel people get distracted, not necessarily mean that it is a distraction, but it is a distraction still because they're not paying attention to things that actually affect them or affect people around them. Hence the government shutdown. Hence the debt going up because they're gonna be like we're self-interest people, right? Because you could be like, well, shit, I don't give a fuck because I'm gonna still get paid this bummy ass amount of money that I'm getting.
I was about to say that, like, the people that are distracted, could they do something about the major issues anyway? Right? Those that actually have the power to do something about the issues that are actually important. Who just?
So what are you canceling?
So I ain't canceling shit. So
what are you canceling?
Only thing we need to cancel is minimum wage. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm thinking like
you gotta have.
I wish they would, but in New Jersey,
where are the real hackers at?
In New Jersey,
go on strike and no one pay.
You know when people, but see for things like
right,
because they garnered. No, so here's your check. And that's the craziest thing is that they're the biggest pimps because they told you that you got to do it, and then they go here, sign these papers, and then they go, yo, man, if you're even at a point where you can't pay it, like you physically can't do it. Next time that you get any money, we're going to take some off of it first. Don't even worry about it.
Right. Yeah, but a lot of that stuff, they're not going to just relieve that debt like that. Now, see, Bernie was trying to this goes back into actually knowing, getting people into the position to actually help you. People that vote, people like, I think it's somewhere in Jersey where they just raised minimum wage to $15. Yeah, but people. So
people don't care. Can I tell you something?
You're talking too much because I'm trying to get to a point of if you don't care, then your stupid ass is going to keep on making $7 an hour. So you need to pay attention and do some research on things that are actually important to you. Raising minimum wage in certain states to $15 an hour is a great thing for those people because now those people can make $30,000 a year instead of the $15,000 that they've been getting paid for 15 years working these slave ass jobs and not being able to afford anything. So not paying attention to these things, I understand exactly what y'all saying, but not paying attention to these things is beneficial to these people. That's my only point, and that comes from putting the right people in position. Even Bernie, when he's talking about canceling the student loans, motherfuckers was laughing at him, B. These niggas laughing at me, B. I went in that bodega with mama food stamps. These niggas laughing at me, B. Like,
in my world,
I'm go Tupac, dog.
Arbitrary.
Crazy, bro.
The number doesn't matter. You say this number is the minimum wage, that number is the minimum wage, this number.
Why doesn't it matter?
Because the number is always going to change. And so, like, for me, like, when I look at this, right, when I'm over here going through it, it's like, yeah, you can cancel this. Yeah, you can forgive that. Like, yeah, you can do that. But the systems are only going to put you back into the same old loop to waste your money, to waste your time.
But keep up right. Inflation and wages need to keep up with each other because if they don't, like homie just looking for an apartment, he was like, dog, I couldn't find nothing under $750 for one, $900 for two. I said, dog, that's how much.
This though, the point you just made though.
Couldn't afford that at $7. Go ahead.
Right, but the point you just made though, like I said, it's going to come up. So yeah, minimum like minimum wage to minimum wage, whether it's 7 or 15.
Okay.
So if 7 people that were making 7 start making 15,
okay,
the same thing that they would spend 7 on is going to start costing 15.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I got you.
So it's like, yeah, you go ahead and raise the minimum wage, but watch the price of every shit around.
Everybody else is going to want their cuts.
But keep it. You got it. I was going to say keeping it at 7 and then raising me rent to where it should have been 15.
Right. Nah, I get
so
that.
So I'm gonna be robbing and selling drugs. Go ahead.
No, well, yeah, but I'm saying, but look at the business guy though, right? Look at the business end. If you're selling something, right?
Chasing the tail.
This thing, you selling, take the drugs.
Yeah.
Right? You selling drugs, Trust me, the brands is gonna go up when you figure out that everybody over here is making more bread.
Okay, I got you.
So it's gonna be the same thing. Like the minimum wage. No,
arithmetic is arithmetic is arithmetic.
Look at minimum wage in Cali or a minimum wage in New York, where a price of a 1-bedroom apartment is gonna be
it's 2,000. Yeah, 2,000. Yeah, right? Yeah.
So minimum wage in New York is still minimum wage in New York versus minimum wage in Houston. Still minimum wage in Houston because of what you can afford at minimum wage. It's still going to be equivalent to the same thing. The very minimum quality.
True.
But see, my whole thing is
I got you. No, it all makes sense.
Is like worried about what's trending and what's really going on and stuff like that. Like real shit is happening, right?
Yeah.
Like real shit is happening. Even like, and this is the reason why, like I was trying to explain to you that it does not matter if we raise it or if we do anything. If people don't care about what they should be caring about now, then any change that we make is not going to be felt, right?
Talk to 'em, Ken.
And so let's just go on outside of the U.S. for a minute. Right now, we're in Brexit. Right now, they're in the countdown to Brexit.
Right.
Right. If the UK leaves the European Union, they now know because of the math that they're screwed.
Yes.
Right.
Same thing in California. If California left,
everybody.
America.
Once you start getting the nerds together and they start doing the numbers, they start going all those ideals that you have. There's a reason why this has existed for as long as it has in a stable economy.
Yes.
Right. Or a stable union. Let's just say that. Right?
Yes.
And so it's like people don't care because of the marketing. That what was trending made everybody go, oh, vote Brexit? Hell fucking yeah.
Right.
And then now they're like, hell fucking no.
Right.
And so it's like, either way, those people, they don't know. They're not worried about the price of everything rising. And as it was happening, it was only when it got too high and they were like, oh shit, this is too high.
Yeah.
And we're about to leave. Oh no. And so like in my world, while you were over here talking about the Gucci sweater, and when I'm going off on some random topics, I was like, just the fact that now Jay-Z, with the power of money and influence and the right fucking lawyers, because what we always say, lawyers are expensive.
Right.
Right?
You're right.
21 Savage.
Them and kids.
Was out there with his mama.
Yeah.
Going home on a private jet back to Atlanta, go be with his kids, man.
And that's good for him, man. I'm happy for him.
That shit.
I hope he gets his little paperwork situated and stuff like that. And it looks like he came down here when he was like 7, and then went back for a month, and then that's when they got the new visa, and then that's the one that he didn't. That's the one that he didn't renew or something. We came down here with 7, went back as a teenager, and regardless of the fact, man, he's still a good actor because the Atlanta accent. I swear he was born and raised in Atlanta.
You probably develop it. But
I've been in Texas my whole life, and I don't talk nothing.
Yeah, I'm from Pittsburgh. Everybody knows.
Fuck out of here.
I just read they were blaming Peppa Pig being blamed for her kids growing up.
But when I go back home, they be like, "Damn, you country as hell."
You talk to my daughter.
There are certain words.
George. She says it, George.
Yeah, but we do develop some traits. Like when I say y'all, like it's when I go back home and they was like, damn, already. They like, damn, boy, you country because I'm not talking the way that they talk anymore. But when I go back to Louisiana, I find myself actually, I find myself, because my wife be like, every time we go to Louisiana, you start. I was like, really? When I talk regularly, they don't understand me. So then I gotta be like, huh, bro? Shit, yeah, fucking right.
You adjust.
So, I believe, like, can I go expound?
Yeah, go ahead.
On 21 Savage?
Go ahead, man.
All right. So, I believe that Jay-Z is, like, now the puppet master because he's ascended to a certain...
He the cigarette man.
Well, he's just like when you really think about Jay-Z, right? He was part of the game. He was rejected by everybody. They didn't want him in the game, right? So how did he come in? He came in on his own label, right?
Yeah.
Once he came in on his own label, he didn't have to answer anybody. Once he went on over to Def Jam, he learned another level of the game, right?
Right.
To where when he went where he didn't need Rockefeller anymore, he went over to Rock Nation, right? Now there's the Rock Nation brunch. Now he got Beyonce. Now he's a billionaire, right?
Right.
Got a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of everything. Right?
Yeah, man, it's hope.
So I believe that when he pays for these things, like if you listen to, there was like a meme in which there was a quote from Lil Wayne.
Do you think he actually pays for these things and not have the connections? But go ahead.
No, I don't believe that anybody's writing any checks. I think that he calls up, and then that's now on the docket to be used later.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll do like
all right, we're on the same page
something.
then. All right, I thought you said.
But yada yada.
Yeah.
But just the fact that when Lil Wayne was going through it with Baby, right? And his taxes came due, and he needed those taxes, and they were coming in taking Basquiat's. He was like, "No, I got you."
I saw that list.
Took that Basquiat.
I saw that list.
I know.
Was it real? Was it real? Was it? Is that?
I know that he.
Because nigga be making lists like that.
He put money down on Meek Mill's books. I know that for a fact. He put money down on Meek Mill's books.
Well, he did some other stuff. It paid his legal fees.
That's all I'm saying. So he did that, right? And they're now under Rock Nation now.
I just want to make sure it's not a reach.
Is he now the new
spokesman?
Yes.
And that's
I bring you all there. I bring you all there for this thing, for this question and this question only. Do you think that 21 Savage is going to be the new face of the Dreamer campaign?
I hope that,
because now we know
he does something. Yes, now we do know. If he's smart, he does advocate behind that. He
got Jay in his corner now.
I know, but just like when Meek came home, this was one of the Meek Mill albums I actually enjoyed. Not a big fan of him, but when he came home, the lane that he took, and then actually this paying for school, all the good stuff that he did. I was like, man, that's dope.
No.
He sees now, right? Yeah. Not saying he didn't do a lot of that before, but now I guarantee he's making sure that I'm going to be something. I'm going to put value to this time. The thing about 21 is 21 actually started to do a lot of stuff and pay for school for 2,500 kids.
No, he's been conscious for a minute. He's been making changes.
No, because he started off on some rah-rah shit and kind of. I even see him separate himself from a lot of those other cats because I don't see him as much with the no plugs and the people that people didn't like around him. Not saying he's still not homies with them, but he just kind of he just kind of branded himself on a different pedestal. But yes, he could become the Dreamer thing. You know, I have a hard time. Same thing we were talking about early pre-show was I have a hard time believing anything I see and even knowing if it's even true because I have to question everything I see because everybody trolls. There's so many fake. There's so many fake memes. We saw what happened with the Trump thing. It was so much fake news that it was just like I question everything that comes across. Like I have to look at it through my own lenses. You know. Yeah. So we were talking about the Rich the Kid situation. And somebody ran up in the studio in Cali because he's on the internet doing his old money shit with the money bags and people like, I just thank you. But I just seen Rich the Kid. I guarantee you. Oh, he at the yo right now. Oh, you saw him on the gram? Oh, he got what that look like? Oh, that look like 50? That look like 60? Regardless of the fact, came in the house, robbed him, pistol whipped his security people, well, pistol whipped a security person, stole Usher shit, ran everybody jewels. And guarantee it was a group of people, took everybody jewels.
Wait, Usher was there and then
Usher was just there.
No, he
was just there letting it burn.
So they were chopping it up, everybody was in the studio, somebody came on in, ran through, took everybody's jewelry, everybody's money. Because they knew that money was there.
Like we were talking about, like it don't seem some.
No, can we talk?
The thing is, like, he ain't the only person that do that flex on.
We know that, but
so why like that?
It seems like an inside job.
Earlier, what we talked about earlier, it seemed like it's more to it because I'm sitting there reading all this stuff. I'm like,
because he's pussy too, though. He ran from Uzi. He got beat up quite a few times. People snatched his chain. You're a target. You're a target.
When I looked at when you showed me on Instagram that story, and I'm reading the comments.
Yeah.
Uzi. Like all the comments.
Yeah.
So I can see why
you're a target now. You're a target. You soft.
If you are out there, like you're a rapper, you're somebody who's popular with somewhat of power, and you run from someone.
Yes.
On camera,
yes,
or
So that's not good anniore to run.
No,
well,
be prepared.
Of course, I mean that's a smart.
I'm asking because we're
also dads, right? Like we don't care about street credit right now.
Right.
We were all younger, and we're all rappers,
and
everything is out in the open, and everything is in camera. Yeah, you'll probably earn more respect in music.
So what do you think about that? Like in this world where there's like, because I've been obsessed with Instagram right now. I'm new to it.
Yeah.
And so like I'm looking over at like all these other people and like I'm over like, oh, I got a couple of hundred followers. So we're getting some traction.
Yeah.
Getting going. And then like I look over at like a homie and it's like 1,500 or more.
Yeah.
Right?
Shit,
Or more.
15 million, some of these people out here. Yeah.
Well, it's just like in this day and age in which we do like 20 to 30 to 45 second snippets of your life. Right. That you're just putting out there, you put them out in streams, like, and I'm looking at it, and it's like 8 different posts, 8 different live views, streams all throughout your day, like, you know, like it's publicity. Don't get me wrong, but like this is somebody's like actual day, actual job. It's right? Overload. Like I was explaining to somebody that it's overload, man. That like there's like a million jobs out there, right? Like I've worked at every single fast food place that you can possibly imagine, right? Because like that's what you could do, right? Like, man, Burger King changed. Like we can have like a whole podcast on just like how I'm mad about fast food.
But just a shameless plug, the funnel cake fries are.
So we really talking about food on my podcast?
Wait, funnel cake?
Funnel cake fries.
From where?
I'm trying to rap so you get the fuck out of here. I just wanted to go back to my funnel cake fries.
Wait, there's funnel cake fries? Wait, like you say funnel cake. Can you like, is it like dippable? Shit. Is it like waffle fries?
I don't know.
Oh my god, here we go, man.
Because I didn't get any dip. Because I was thinking about that would be great with frosting.
Yeah.
They are fries, and it's made out of the funnel cake.
Oh my
it's
goodness,
made out
man.
of funnel cake.
That's
and
just
there's no powdered sugar on it, and it's just like
no,
fries.
man, it's been a little serious. We could talk about funnel cakes for a second.
I mean, I was...
home run.
Well, I mean,
so wait,
whatever.
there's dip,
y'all get
or you think that there might be
dip? It may be, it may not.
Because that might be like a group outing that we really have to go out on to like just figure out like about these funnel cake. Well, like no, we should do something on location, like definitely. And like I've been over here trying to figure out like what location should we like have a Planet Pert podcast. So like if you want to put something down in the comments or give us some ideas, like,
yeah, that'll be dope, man.
You know, that's pretty cool and all. Like, you know, just something like festive that we can go, because like we're about to hit 100 hours for APR, and APR started with literally 2 webcams in the Planet Pert podcast. So like it's really a celebration of the fact that we're doing some greatness right now.
Yeah.
And like,
hey man, I'm down wherever.
We had a homie stop by. You'll see that on the sit down later.
Yes, sir.
Gray House. He's an R&B singer because it's Valentine's week, and it was like one of those things where like he stepped over into Studio A and like was like, man, there's a lot of energy in the room, and it was a good vibe. And that was only created by these people who were in these rooms. Shout out to Pat, who's not here.
Yes, sir.
He's getting ready for a wedding. And because it's Valentine's week, we're not going to give him too much crap this week.
Oh, no.
But next week, you know, we'll see him.
Man,
we'll see him.
I told y'all.
Man.
Pat getting married, man.
That Pat's getting married.
Well, no, he took 2 weeks off work, so I'm anticipating not being here for a couple of weeks. But,
hey, you know, like
you come back, Pat. You come back. If not, we can find another random white guy. It's not racist.
I know. It starts to be a part of APR. We ain't seeing Pat that much.
Well, like that brings up another thing, man. Like, you know, we got a few different things in the works. You know, a lot of people working behind the scenes, and so like just be on the lookout. But like, you know, if you got a good idea or something, man, like we'll figure you out. We're open to all ideas, but it has to be original content. We don't play around.
Please do.
Like, we're not trying to recycle. We're not trying to be anybody else. It's all fun here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right, Trey. Well, I lost my whole point. That was a great monologue.
Man, nobody cares.
I'm just gonna close it.
I
wasn't talking about
because we're canceling.
We are canceling. Fuck it, let's cancel this shit.
No, it's the fucking flash shit. We gotta keep it done.
Oh shit.
Done. Oh shit. Oh man. Nah, man, for real though. 16 straight, man. That like I was talking to Gray House, man. Like like even just this room alone, man. Sometimes when you get up in here, the first thing you notice is not the different rare things; it's just the amount of time put in to collecting all of them.
Yeah,
and I was like when you really like that's the feeling when you walk in here. It's like, yeah, great that I haven't seen an original comic like this, but the fact that there's so many, the fact that there's so much time, the fact that there's so much put into everything in this room,
right,
is like that's what you really kind of admire when that's what really.
Yeah, I think it allows you to.
Dude really took the time
to create,
and put all this together. And I'm pretty
well,
sure
it's a lot of creators.
Because when I get my room, it gonna be number booty models on my wall,
right?
Man.
And that's what I need when I come over. You know what I mean? I need that.
Man, I just can't be in a room full of guys.
See, I'm just telling you, you got a daughter, you got a daughter. I don't, so I don't have to go through that. So,
man,
no,
having a daughter changes you.
It does. It does. You know. I was close. You know, my daughter passed away almost a year ago to the day, man. But R.I.P. baby girl. Yeah, man.
Man, R.I.P.
Yeah, but that's when my wife was like, "Oh, she was like, God, why did you let her have a girl? He just has no respect for women." And I'm
not gonna lie, it's real.
Yeah, until you have to.
I joke like, nah, I would have been up and did it.
Like, you raised my mom, you would think that. Nah. Yeah, that little sister think that.
Yeah.
As soon as your daughter come out.
Oh shit.
I don't know. I was trying to explain that to somebody. Well, it's like I have this. I have this homie who's like, man, he'll go like, she's hot. She's hot. Don't you think she's hot? And like, he'll show me, and I'll just be like, oh, she's cool. And he's like, yo, man, like, you don't think she's hot? What's going on? And I'm like, man, all I see is like a shitty diaper.
Yeah.
A runny nose.
Yeah.
You know, like somebody just like with earache.
Yeah.
And every once in a while they're nice to you.
Yeah.
And then I have my wife.
Yeah.
So like it's like I have enough.
Man.
Well, it's just only so many women in your life that you need.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know on the 13th going into Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I always think yes.
Well, next week.
Yeah, next right because we're closing out. Oh, yeah. But I wish it would have worked out a little bit different because it allowed me to do some things that I wanted to do. Like my little brother did the father-daughter dance this weekend, and like some little stuff like that. And I'm sure my perspective would change. But I'm outlandish, man. I talk a lot of shit, and like I said, half the shit that comes out of my mouth I don't listen to. So you know what I'm saying, or take
you should listen to
or takes. Yeah, no, not take. I'm saying he knows what I'm saying. Like I don't take it serious to the point like that, you know what I mean, like to way some people feel. Like I'm not a sensitive person, so it is what it is, man. You're right about that though. Just keep the important women in your life to a minimum. Cause quick story before I go, man, I did a tally of how much child support I paid to the day.
I saw that number.
And it was over 96,000, and that was just what I had on file. Now this isn't counting all the money that I gave when I wasn't on child support and this and that.
Well, all the shoes, the socks.
No, not even talking. No, Nick, no, because you won't go in that bag. That's a different bag. That's a different bag.
That's the daddy bag.
Yeah, that's the daddy bag. I'm talking just physical cash that I've paid. I'm over 100K right now, and I still have another. I did the math earlier. I still have like another 30,000 that are probably in the next between the two.
An excellent point from my mom,
30,000,
who told me in the beginning, right? In the beginning.
Damn, that's a lot of bread.
No, in the beginning, my uncle, my sex stock was around a table.
Mm-hmm. Close us out. Go ahead.
He had a banana. He showed me how to put on the condom and whatnot, like that, right? In front of everybody too. Like it wasn't like a one-on-one, right? But in the end, my mom told me one thing and one thing only, and as Pert just told you, man, like he just spent, man, what a good salary on the kids.
Yeah,
is that you
after taxes, nigga.
After taxes.
Think about that.
Is that you can pay $5 for the Magnums if you're lucky, the Durexes if you're Joe Buttons, right?
I got you.
Or you can just spend a salary taking care of the kids. Because let me just tell you, every kid is expensive, no matter if you got to account for it or if you don't. And so,
but don't listen to Trey though, man. That raw ass pussy was good, man. Planet Pert Podcast, episode 16. We out.
It is
no condom zone. Raw dog McGraw.
listen to Trey, man.
We'll say quick shooter.
Was good as hell, man.
I couldn't even.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hey, remember, if you wear
Thank you for tuning in to the Planet Pert podcast. Shout outs, dude. This is a always press record production.